Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well out there. Just want to make another video here. It's Monday night. Just got done with work. Had a good gym day. Got a new client. Took the dogs for a walk, so I'm just winding down here. But I got inspired to double dip here and make a second video for the day. I know I posted one earlier about politicians, but this is going to be a different type of video. So I hear a lot of influencers and gurus and the pickup artists telling you that you need to get rich, you need to get ripped, you need to become really good with women, and you need to drive a certain car, present yourself a certain way. And look, there's nothing wrong with any of that stuff. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But it's often overlooked by all of these gurus that I've come across. And in particular, what really troubles a lot of men these days is a lack of community, the lack of brotherhood, the lack of being a part of something that's greater than yourself. For those of us that played sports, or were in a band, or even Boy Scouts, or the military, understand what it means to be a part of something. Or maybe people who had some sort of a religious affiliation, that went to church, whatever, all had the sense of being part of something that's bigger than yourself. And a lot of us just don't have that these days. So you can have a $300,000 Ferrari and a $10 million mansion, and you can fuck the baddest bitches and go to the club and pop bottles, whatever. But if you're not part of something that's more than just you, you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna feel unfulfilled. And no matter how hard you try to fill that void with all the external material shit, at night, when no one's looking, and you're just there by yourself, and you look at yourself in the mirror, you're going to see that your life is meaningless, it's unfulfilled. I don't care what kind of car you got in the driveway, I don't care where you're living, that's what you're going to feel. I think man needs to feel useful in some capacity, but that usefulness can't just be your job. It can't just be your business. It has to be your relationships too. It has to be. Helping other people, being able to give wise counsel and be entrusted. It's a hell of a feeling. It's a great feeling. You almost have to be honored that someone would even think of you as someone if somebody is looking for your advice or your counsel, then that means that they respect you. You know, they see some redeemable quality in you that they admire. And you should be very grateful, very honored that somebody thinks that way of you. Sorry, I'm just looking at my dog. You know, but the thing is, guys, I'm still trying to figure this out myself. I'm still trying to figure out, you know, look, I work hard, I work every day, I go to the gym, I do jujitsu. You know, I spend a lot of time with the dogs. But one thing I'm going to say is it's all of that, besides maybe jujitsu, because obviously you can't do jujitsu alone. You need training partners. It's all solo shit. I work solo. I work to make money. I help people, no doubt, but I'm working to make money. I go to the gym, I work out alone. You know, I'm walking the dogs, it's just doing that alone. And I really think that's why martial arts, in a way, gets so addictive, because what happens is it is combat, so there's a combat martial element to what you're doing. You're learning a skill, so your brain is involved in learning something new. And you're doing an activity with other people, so you're part of something that's more than just about you. It's essentially a community. So, but again, you know, I think the idea is to be, you know, a part of as many communities as possible, good communities, you know, and being someone that's valuable in all capacities, right? And that doesn't just mean somebody that, you know, you're able to loan your buddy, you know, $1,500 when he's in a pinch because you've earned a lot of money and you can loan it out. I'm not talking about just financial value. I'm talking about someone's going through a tough time and you're there for them, and you can offer good advice, and you listen to them, you let them, you know, you give them your time. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, or somebody, you know, is trying to work on a project and they need a team of people, and you're there, and you see and you help, and you see that project through. So, yeah, that's how I look at it, and I'm trying to think of ways that I can become more useful to people. And so, if any of you guys have suggestions or want to share what's worked for you, you know, jiu-jitsu has come close because I am, you know, doing an activity with other people. And so friendships, you know, develop. trust develops. But like anything else, like whether it's jujitsu or it's music or it's, you know, a sport, that's a part of your life. It's not your life. And I think that I was trying to make jujitsu my life. And it's just a part of my life. It's a big part of my life, and I'm glad it's a part of my life, but it's a part of my life. There's other things that matter. And when you give too much energy and focus on one thing, you neglect others. So, yeah, you know, I'm sorry I'm rambling a little bit. I'm tired. It's late. Worked all day, you know. But the point of this is that a lot of guys are struggling out there, and it's not just the money. It's not just the financial. It's not just being out of shape. Like I'm talking to guys who are like myself, make a decent amount of money, you know, don't have the, you know, like I'm talking about at least being financially stable. All right. You know, people that are in good shape, people that are doing things that are, you know, that are masculine, that men should be doing towards bettering oneself. But I'm talking about, how do we go beyond that? It's like, all right, you're strong, you're fit, you know, you're reasonably successful, at least in, you know, on most metrics. But then, how do you become? How do you gain community? How do you become a part of something that's more than just you? That's more than just, you know, what you're trying to do. And that's the big question. And that's what it's harder today. It's harder today because we're much more migratory now. You know, we leave home, we go to college, then we leave the state, we leave the city, we go live in some other place where we don't have family, we don't have relatives, we don't know anybody. And we're meeting people that we have no idea where they come from, they have no idea where we come from. So our roots we've been uprooted. And, you know, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm just saying what it is. We've been uprooted. And so it's not so easy because we don't have these familial and even sometimes multi-generational familial ties, because we're not from wherever we're living. I'm not from Florida. My grandmother's a snowbird, comes down here, you know, 5 months out of the year, but she lives an hour away from me almost. And I'm essentially, I don't have any family down here. You know, I had one friend that I knew back in Ohio, but now, I mean, you know, that was it. I've made other friends, but when I moved down here, that was it. So finding community has always been a challenge. So yeah, that's what this video is about. Is that, you know, what we can make all the money in the world. We can be fit. We can be fucking, you know, 10 girls a week, all 9s and 10s. But, you know, if you're not part of a community, a tribe, you're going to be struggling. And that's that's one thing that we're discounting greatly. I'm out.